Listen to me and listen carefully. What if I told you that at this very moment, you are standing at the crossroads of your destiny? What if I revealed to you that the single most powerful force in the universe, the force that built every fortune, created every empire, and transformed every ordinary human being into greatness, is lying dormant within your mind right now? What if I told you that every single morning you wake up with the power to completely transform your life, but you've been programmed to ignore this power? What if I revealed that the difference between the wealthy and the poor, between the successful and the struggling, between the leaders and the followers, is not talent, not luck, not circumstances, but one simple principle that takes less than 5 minutes to understand but a lifetime to master? My name is Napoleon Hill, and for 25 years I have studied the most successful men and women who ever lived. I have sat in the parlors of millionaires, walked the halls of industry titans, and learned the secrets that separate the wealthy from the poor, the successful from the struggling, the leaders from the followers. I have interviewed over 500 of the world's most successful individuals. I have analyzed their methods, studied their habits, and discovered the principles that govern their success. I have spent more time in the company of millionaires than most people spend in their entire careers. But what I am about to share with you today is not mere philosophy. It is not positive thinking wrapped in pretty words. This is not motivation. This is instruction. This is the exact same information that Andrew Carnegie paid me to discover, the same knowledge that Henry Ford used to revolutionize transportation, the same principles that Thomas Edison applied to become the world's greatest inventor. The men who pay me millions to keep this information secret, they don't want you to know what I'm about to reveal. They understand that once you possess this knowledge, once you apply these principles, you will no longer be content to live in the shadows of mediocrity. You will demand your place among the elite. Right now, at this very moment, there are people no smarter than you, no more gifted than you, no more deserving than you, who are living lives of extraordinary abundance. They wake up in homes that overlook the ocean. They make decisions that affect thousands of lives. They have the freedom to travel anywhere, buy anything, and live without the constant worry about money that plagues 98% of humanity. And you are struggling. You are working harder than ever before, yet prosperity seems to slip through your fingers like sand. You go to sleep each night wondering if this is all there is. You wake up each morning hoping that today will be different, but knowing deep down that it will be more of the same. Why? Why are you trapped in this cycle of limitation while others seem to effortlessly attract wealth and success? The answer lies in one fundamental principle that I discovered during my investigation of America's most successful individuals. A principle so simple that when I first learned it, I almost dismissed it as too obvious to be true. Yet this principle is the starting point of all achievement, the foundation upon which every fortune is built, and the secret that transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary success stories. That principle is definite purpose. But before I reveal the true power of this principle, before I show you how to harness the same force that made Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, and Thomas Edison into legends, I must warn you, what you are about to learn will change you forever. Once you understand how to create and apply a definite purpose, you will never again be satisfied with a life of quiet desperation. You will demand more, you will expect more, you will achieve more. Are you ready to leave behind the life of limitation and step into the realm of unlimited possibility? Let me establish why you should listen to every word I speak. In 1908, I was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie, the world's first billionaire, to discover the secret of success. For 25 years, I studied over 25,000 men and women who had achieved extraordinary success in their fields. I didn't just interview these individuals, I lived among them. I studied their daily habits, their thought patterns, their decision-making processes. I watched how they handled success and how they dealt with failure. I observed how they interacted with their families, their employees, their competitors. I sat across from Henry Ford and learned how he transformed a simple idea into the world's largest automobile empire. Ford told me personally that his success came not from his mechanical abilities, but from his ability to hold one definite purpose in his mind with such intensity that it became reality. I interviewed Thomas Edison and discovered how he trained his mind to produce invention after invention. Edison confided in me that he had discovered a way to tap into what he called infinite intelligence, a source of ideas and solutions that most people never access. I studied the methods of John D. Rockefeller, who built Standard Oil into the world's largest corporation. Rockefeller revealed to me that his success was not due to ruthless business practices, as his critics claimed, but to his ability to maintain absolute concentration on his definite purpose. I spent months with Charles Schwab, the man who built Bethlehem Steel into an industrial giant. Schwab taught me that the most successful people are not necessarily the most talented, but those who can focus their entire mental energy on one specific goal. I examined the rise and fall of hundreds of businesses, the success and failure of thousands of individuals, the triumph and tragedy of entire industries. I documented every pattern, every principle, every law that governs success and failure. What I discovered was not theory. It was not speculation. It was law, as precise and predictable as the law of gravity. These men did not achieve success by accident. They followed specific principles, and the first and most important of these principles was the establishment of a definite purpose. Every single one of these men, without exception, began their journey to success by deciding exactly what they wanted and then concentrating their entire mental energy on achieving that specific goal. They understood something that the masses never learn, that success is not a matter of luck, circumstance, or talent. Success is a matter of definite purpose, backed by definite plans, and sustained by definite action. This discovery cost Carnegie over $100,000 in today's money. It took me 25 years to complete. It required me to interview the most successful people in the world and analyze their methods with scientific precision. This is not my opinion. This is not my theory. This is the law of success, proven by the achievements of the greatest minds in history. Look at your life right now. Be honest with yourself. Are you living the life you dreamed of when you were young? Are you earning the income you desire? Do you have the freedom to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want? If you're like 98% of the population, the answer is no. You are living a life of compromise. You tell yourself that you're getting by or that you're doing okay, but deep down you know you're capable of so much more. Let me paint a picture of your current reality. Every morning, you wake up and feel that familiar weight of responsibility mixed with frustration. You look at your bank account and feel anxiety about the bills that are coming due. You think about your future and wonder if you'll ever be able to retire comfortably, travel to the places you've always wanted to visit, or provide your family with the life they deserve. Every morning, you wake up and go through the same routine. You go to a job that doesn't inspire you, working for someone who doesn't appreciate you, earning just enough to pay your bills and hoping there's a little left over for the things you actually want to do. You sit in traffic thinking about your dreams, but by the time you arrive at work, you've convinced yourself that dreams are for other people. You spend 8 hours or more doing work that doesn't fulfill you, surrounded by people who have given up on their own dreams. You come home tired, stressed, and frustrated. You have just enough energy to eat dinner, watch television, and fall asleep, only to wake up tomorrow and repeat the same cycle. You watch other people succeed while you struggle. You see people with no more talent than you achieving the very goals you've been dreaming about for years. You wonder what they know that you don't know. You ask yourself why success seems to come so easily to them while you work twice as hard for half the reward. You see former classmates posting pictures of their success on social media while you're still struggling to make ends meet. You watch people younger than you achieve financial independence while you're still living paycheck to paycheck. You have ideas, good ideas, but you never act on them. You think about starting a business, but you convince yourself you don't have the time, money, or knowledge. You think about asking for a promotion, but you're afraid of rejection. You think about changing careers, but you're terrified of the unknown. The truth is painful, but it is necessary. You have been programmed for mediocrity. From the moment you were born, you have been conditioned to accept limitations. You have been taught to be realistic, to play it safe, to be grateful for what you have. Your parents, with the best of intentions, taught you to seek security instead of opportunity. Your teachers trained you to follow instructions instead of thinking independently. Your friends and colleagues reinforce your limitations by discouraging any attempt to rise above the crowd. You have been programmed to believe that success is for other people, people who are smarter, luckier, or more talented than you. You have been conditioned to think that wanting more than you have is selfish, greedy, or unrealistic. But here's what no one told you. The human mind is designed for greatness. Your brain has the capacity to solve any problem, overcome any obstacle, and achieve any goal you set for it. The only thing standing between you and unlimited success is the lack of a clear, definite purpose. Right now, your mental energy is scattered. You want many things, but you're not committed to any one thing. You have wishes, not goals. You have dreams, not plans. You have hopes, not definite purposes. You want more money, but you haven't decided exactly how much. You want a better career, but you haven't defined what that means. You want to be successful, but you haven't specified what success looks like. This is why you struggle. This is why success eludes you. This is why you go to bed each night feeling like you haven't made progress toward the life you really want. Without a definite purpose, you are like a ship without a rudder, driven by every wind and current, never reaching any destination. You are reacting to life instead of creating it. You are allowing circumstances to control you instead of controlling your circumstances. The majority of people go through their entire lives without ever discovering their definite purpose. They drift from job to job, from relationship to relationship, from opportunity to opportunity, never committing fully to anything, never developing the focused intensity necessary for extraordinary achievement. They become what I call human driftwood, floating through life at the mercy of every current, never taking control of their destiny, never achieving anything significant. This is not your fault. No one ever taught you how to discover and develop a definite purpose. No one ever explained to you that this one principle, properly applied, would transform your life completely. But that ends today. The hidden law of definite purpose. Here is the secret that has made more millionaires than any other single principle. The human mind, when concentrated on a definite purpose, becomes a magnet that attracts everything necessary for the achievement of that purpose. This is not mystical nonsense. This is scientific fact. Your subconscious mind, when impressed with a clear, definite purpose, begins to work 24 hours a day to bring that purpose into reality. It alerts you to opportunities you would otherwise miss. It gives you ideas you would never have thought of. It provides you with the energy and persistence necessary to overcome every obstacle. Let me explain how this works. Your conscious mind can only focus on one thing at a time, but your subconscious mind processes millions of bits of information simultaneously. It filters your experiences, selects what you notice, and determines what you remember. When you program your subconscious mind with a definite purpose, it begins to work like a guided missile system. It constantly scans your environment for anything that can help you achieve your goal. It alerts you to opportunities, connects seemingly unrelated ideas, and provides you with the insights necessary for success. But here's the crucial point. Your subconscious mind cannot work with vague wishes or general desires. It requires specific, definite instructions. It needs to know exactly what you want, when you want it, and what you are willing to give in return. This is why most people fail. They give their subconscious mind vague instructions like, I want to be successful, or I want to make more money. These instructions are useless because they lack specificity. Your subconscious mind needs a clear target to aim for. The principle that builds fortunes. Let me tell you the story of Edwin Barnes, a man who understood this principle better than most. Barnes had one definite purpose: to become the business partner of Thomas Edison. He had no money, no connections, no special education, but he had something far more valuable, a definite purpose, so clear and so intense that it consumed his every thought. Barnes didn't just want to work with Edison. He didn't just hope to meet Edison. He was determined to become Edison's business partner, and he would not accept any other outcome. Barnes traveled to Edison's laboratory in West Orange, New Jersey. He didn't ask for a job. He didn't present a resume. He simply told Edison that he had come to enter into partnership with him. Edison later said that there was something about Barnes's determination that impressed him, though he couldn't offer him a partnership at that time. Instead, Edison gave Barnes a job at a small salary, cleaning floors and doing odd jobs around the laboratory. Most people would have been discouraged. They would have seen this as failure. They would have given up and gone home. But Barnes saw it as opportunity. He understood that he was now in position to study Edison's methods, to learn his business, and to wait for the right moment to achieve his definite purpose. For months, Barnes worked in Edison's laboratory, observing, learning, preparing. He studied every aspect of Edison's business. He learned about the invention process, the manufacturing procedures, the marketing strategies. He made himself indispensable. More importantly, Barnes maintained his burning desire to become Edison's business partner. He never lost sight of his definite purpose. He never allowed temporary setbacks to discourage him. He kept his mind focused on his goal with laser-like intensity. That moment came when Edison invented the Edison dictating machine. The entire sales force was skeptical about the machine's commercial potential. They thought it was too complicated, too expensive, too different from what people were used to. But Barnes saw opportunity where others saw problems. Barnes had been studying the market. He had been talking to potential customers. He understood that there was a need for this machine, and he knew how to sell it. He requested the chance to sell the machine, and Edison, impressed by Barnes's enthusiasm and knowledge, gave him the opportunity. Barnes threw himself into the task with the intensity of a man whose life depended on success. He didn't just try to sell the machine, he became obsessed with selling it. He studied every objection, overcame every obstacle, and refused to accept rejection. He became the most successful salesman of the dictating machine, eventually earning the business partnership with Edison that had been his definite purpose from the beginning. The key to Barnes' success was not his sales ability or his personality. It was his definite purpose, so clear and so intense that it guided his every action and decision. His purpose gave him the persistence to continue when others would have quit. It gave him the vision to see opportunities where others saw problems. It gave him the energy to work harder and longer than anyone else. The secret, the 1% know that look. Here is what the wealthiest people in the world understand that the masses never learn. Success is not about working harder. It's about working with definite purpose. The average person works hard all their life and dies poor. The successful person works with definite purpose and becomes wealthy. The difference is not in the amount of work, but in the direction of the work. Henry Ford revolutionized transportation, not because he was the smartest man alive, but because he had a definite purpose to build a motor car for the masses. Every decision he made, every innovation he created, every obstacle he overcame was in service of that definite purpose. When Ford started, there were over 200 automobile manufacturers in America. Most of them were trying to build cars for the wealthy. They were focused on luxury, craftsmanship, and exclusivity. But Ford had a different vision. Ford's definite purpose was to build a car that the average working man could afford. He wanted to put America on wheels. He wanted to create a vehicle that was reliable, efficient, and inexpensive. This definite purpose guided every decision Ford made. When he designed the Model T, he made it simple and sturdy rather than luxurious. When he organized his factory, he created the assembly line to reduce costs. When he set his prices, he chose profit through volume rather than profit through exclusivity. When others told him it was impossible, when experts ridiculed his idea, when circumstances seemed to conspire against him, Ford persisted because his purpose was definite. He could see his automobile in his mind as clearly as if it already existed. He knew exactly what he wanted to create and refused to accept anything less. The result? Ford became one of the wealthiest men in America, and his automobile company became the largest in the world, all because he had a definite purpose and refused to be distracted from it. John D. Rockefeller built Standard Oil not through luck or circumstance, but through the power of definite purpose. His purpose was to create a business that would provide oil products to every household in America. Every acquisition, every strategic decision, every business innovation was designed to fulfill that definite purpose. When Rockefeller started, the oil industry was chaotic and inefficient. There were thousands of small companies competing with each other, driving prices down and quality down. Most people saw this as a problem, but Rockefeller saw it as an opportunity. Rockefeller's definite purpose was to bring order to the oil industry by creating one large, efficient company that could provide consistent quality at reasonable prices. He systematically acquired his competitors, improved their operations, and integrated them into his growing empire. Critics called him ruthless, but Rockefeller was simply focused. He had a definite purpose, and he pursued it with single-minded determination. He didn't allow emotions, criticism, or temporary setbacks to distract him from his goal. The result? Rockefeller became the wealthiest man in American history, and Standard Oil became the most powerful company in the world, all because he had a definite purpose and the persistence to achieve it. The difference between these men and the millions who struggle for survival is this: they had definite purposes that were so clear, so compelling, and so intensely desired that their entire mental energy was focused on achievement. Your definite purpose becomes the organizing principle of your life. It determines what you think about, what you focus on, what opportunities you notice, and what actions you take. It becomes the filter through which you make every decision. When you have a definite purpose, you don't waste time on activities that don't move you closer to your goal. You don't get distracted by the opinions of others. You don't allow temporary setbacks to discourage you. You become like a laser beam, concentrating all your energy on one specific point until you burn through every obstacle. This is the secret. The 1% know, and the 99% never learn. Success is not a matter of talent or luck. It is a matter of definite purpose, systematically applied. Step 1. Define your definite purpose with crystalline clarity. The first step in developing your definite purpose is to decide exactly what you want. Not approximately what you want, not sort of what you want, exactly what you want. Most people fail at this first step because they think in generalities. They say, I want to be successful, or I want to make more money, or I want to be happy. These are not definite purposes. These are vague wishes that give your subconscious mind no clear direction. Your definite purpose must be specific. If you want more money, determine the exact amount. If you want a better career, define the exact position you desire. If you want to start a business, describe exactly what kind of business and how large you want it to become. Write this down now. Take a piece of paper and write, "My definite purpose is," and then complete that sentence with crystalline clarity. Be specific about what you want, when you want it, and what you are willing to give in return. Thomas Edison's definite purpose was to invent a practical system of electric lighting, not just to be an inventor or to make discoveries. He had a specific, definite purpose that guided every experiment, every failure, every breakthrough. Edison didn't just want to invent something, he wanted to create a complete system that would replace gas lighting in homes and businesses. He wanted to make electric lighting so practical and affordable that every person could have it. This definite purpose guided Edison through over 10,000 experiments. It sustained him through years of failure and criticism. It gave him the persistence to continue when others would have quit. Similarly, Andrew Carnegie's definite purpose was not just to be successful in business. It was to build the world's largest steel company and to provide the structural steel that would build America's infrastructure. Carnegie could visualize his steel being used in skyscrapers, bridges, and railroads across the country. He could see his company dominating the steel industry. This clear vision gave him the motivation to work 18 hours a day for decades. When you write your definite purpose, use present tense language as if you have already achieved it. Instead of writing, "I want to earn $100,000 per year," write, "I earn $100,000 per year through my successful business." Be specific about the deadline. Don't just say someday or eventually. Give yourself a specific date. This creates urgency and helps your subconscious mind organize your actions around a timeline. Be clear about what you're willing to give in return. Success requires sacrifice. You must be willing to give up something to get something. What are you willing to sacrifice to achieve your definite purpose? Say this aloud now. I have a definite purpose and I know exactly what I want to achieve. Step 2. Create an intense desire for your definite purpose. Having a definite purpose is not enough. You must want it with such intensity that it becomes an obsession. You must desire it so strongly that you think about it when you wake up in the morning and when you go to sleep at night. The men who achieve extraordinary success don't just want their goals, they crave them. They hunger for them. They develop what I call a burning desire that consumes their every thought and drives their every action. This burning desire is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Anyone can set a goal, anyone can write down what they want, but only those who develop an intense, burning desire for their definite purpose will do whatever it takes to achieve it. Let me tell you about a man I knew who understood this principle. His name was Charles Darrow, and he created the game of Monopoly during the Great Depression. Darrow was unemployed, struggling to feed his family, when he developed a definite purpose: to create a game that would provide financial security for his family. Darrow didn't just want to create a game, he was obsessed with it. He thought about it constantly. He worked on it every day. He tested it with friends and family. He refined it over and over until it was perfect. When Darrow presented his game to Parker Brothers, they rejected it. They said it was too complicated, too long, and had fundamental flaws. But Darrow's desire was so intense that he refused to give up. He decided to produce the game himself. He borrowed money, found a printer, and had 5,000 copies made. He sold them to a department store in Philadelphia, and they sold out immediately. The success of the game proved that Darrow's vision was correct. Parker Brothers reconsidered and bought the rights to Monopoly. Darrow became wealthy from the royalties, achieving his definite purpose of providing financial security for his family. The key to Darrow's success was his burning desire. He wanted success so intensely that he was willing to risk everything to achieve it. He didn't let rejection discourage him. He didn't let obstacles stop him. His desire gave him the persistence to continue until he succeeded. How do you develop this burning desire? By focusing on the benefits of achieving your definite purpose. Visualize in vivid detail what your life will be like when you achieve your goal. See yourself living the life you desire. Feel the emotions of success. Experience the satisfaction of achievement. Create a detailed description of your life after you achieve your definite purpose. Where will you live? What will you do? How will you feel? What will others think of you? Write this description in present tense as if you are already living that life. Read this description every morning when you wake up and every evening before you go to sleep. Let these benefits dominate your thoughts until you can think of nothing else. Write down all the benefits you will receive when you achieve your definite purpose. Read this list every morning and every evening. Let these benefits dominate your thoughts until you can think of nothing else. The more vivid and emotional your vision, the stronger your desire will become. The stronger your desire, the more persistent you will be. The more persistent you are, the more likely you are to achieve your definite purpose. Say this aloud now: I have a burning desire for my definite purpose, and nothing will stop me from achieving it. Step 3. Develop unwavering faith in your ability to achieve your purpose. Faith is the starting point of all achievement. Without faith, your definite purpose becomes nothing more than a wish. With faith, your definite purpose becomes an inevitability. Faith is not hope. Hope is passive. Faith is active. Faith is the absolute certainty that you will achieve your definite purpose, regardless of the obstacles you may face. Let me tell you about a man who demonstrated this principle perfectly. His name was R.U. Darby, and he was looking for gold in Colorado during the gold rush. Darby and his uncle found what appeared to be a rich vein of gold ore. They staked their claim and began mining. After weeks of hard work, they found some gold, but then the vein disappeared. They kept digging but found nothing. Finally, they gave up and sold their equipment and claimed to a junk dealer for a few $100s. The junk dealer consulted with a mining engineer who told him that the Darbys had stopped digging just 3 feet from one of the richest gold veins in Colorado. The junk dealer resumed digging and found millions of dollars worth of gold. Darby learned a valuable lesson from this experience. He realized that he had lacked faith in his ability to find the gold. He had given up too soon. He had allowed doubt to overcome his determination. Later, Darby became one of the most successful insurance salesmen in America. He used the lesson he learned from the gold mine to persist in his sales career. He never gave up on a prospect. He never accepted rejection as final. He had faith that he would eventually make the sale. How do you develop this faith? Through repetition and visualization. Every day, you must affirm your definite purpose. You must see yourself achieving it. You must act as if its achievement is already assured. Create a definite statement of your purpose and repeat it every morning and every evening. Say it with conviction. Say it with emotion. Say it until you believe it with every fiber of your being. Here's an example of a definite purpose statement. I am building a successful consulting business that generates $500,000 in annual revenue by December 31st of next year. I am providing valuable services to my clients and creating financial freedom for my family. Repeat this statement every morning and every evening. Visualize yourself running your successful consulting business. See yourself meeting with clients, delivering presentations, receiving payments. Feel the satisfaction of helping others and the security of financial success. Andrew Carnegie developed faith in his ability to build the world's largest steel company by constantly visualizing his success. He would see his steel mills in operation, his products being used in construction projects across America, his company dominating the industry. Carnegie didn't just hope for success, he expected it. He acted as if success was inevitable. He made decisions based on the certainty that he would achieve his definite purpose. This is not positive thinking. This is programming your subconscious mind for success. When you repeat your definite purpose with faith and conviction, your subconscious mind accepts it as fact and begins to work toward making it reality. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you visualize your success with faith and emotion, your subconscious mind begins to organize your thoughts and actions around achieving that success. Say this aloud now. I have complete faith in my ability to achieve my definite purpose. Step 4. Create a definite plan for achieving your purpose. Faith without action is worthless. You must translate your definite purpose into a concrete plan of action. This plan must be specific, measurable, and time-bound. Most people fail because they have goals without plans. They know what they want, but they don't know how to get it. They hope that somehow, someday, things will work out. But hope is not a strategy. Break your definite purpose down into smaller, manageable goals. Create a timeline for achieving each goal. Determine what actions you must take daily, weekly, and monthly to move closer to your purpose. Your plan will not be perfect. You will need to modify it as you learn more and as circumstances change, but you must have a plan. Without a plan, your definite purpose remains a dream. Henry Ford didn't just decide to build automobiles for the masses. He created a detailed plan for mass production. He designed the assembly line. He calculated the costs. He determined the selling price. He planned every aspect of his business before he built his first car. Ford's plan was not just about manufacturing cars. It was about creating an entire system that would make automobiles affordable for the average person. He planned his supplier relationships, his distribution network, his marketing strategy, and his pricing structure. When Ford introduced the Model T, he had a plan to reduce the price every year through improved efficiency and increased volume. He planned to pay his workers higher wages so they could afford to buy the cars they were building. He planned to revolutionize transportation in America. Your plan must include specific steps, specific deadlines, and specific measurements of progress. It must be detailed enough to guide your daily actions, but flexible enough to adapt to changing circumstances. Start by identifying the major milestones you must reach to achieve your definite purpose. Then break each milestone down into smaller tasks. Assign deadlines to each task. Create a schedule that you can follow consistently. For example, if your definite purpose is to start a consulting business, your plan might include these milestones. Complete market research within 30 days, develop service offerings within 60 days, create marketing materials within 90 days, acquire first client within 120 days, generate $10,000 in revenue within 6 months, achieve profitability within 12 months. Each milestone should then be broken down into specific daily actions. What must you do today to move closer to your first milestone? What must you do tomorrow? What must you do next week? Review your plan daily. Track your progress. Celebrate your victories. Learn from your setbacks. Modify your plan as necessary, but never abandon it. Your plan is the bridge between your definite purpose and its achievement. Say this aloud now. I have a definite plan for achieving my purpose, and I follow it consistently. Step 5. Take persistent, consistent action. The most perfectly defined purpose, backed by the most intense desire and unwavering faith, is worthless without action. You must take consistent, persistent action toward your definite purpose every single day. This is where most people fail. They set goals, they make plans, they get excited about the possibilities, but they don't take consistent action. They work sporadically. They get distracted by other opportunities. They allow temporary setbacks to discourage them. Success requires persistence. It requires the ability to continue working toward your definite purpose, even when you don't feel like it, even when progress seems slow, even when others doubt you. Let me tell you about a man who exemplified this principle. His name was Colonel Sanders, and he didn't achieve success until he was 65 years old. Sanders had a definite purpose: to franchise his chicken recipe and build a restaurant empire. Sanders had been cooking chicken for years at a small restaurant in Kentucky. He had developed a special recipe and cooking method that made his chicken exceptional. When the interstate highway bypassed his restaurant, he lost most of his customers and had to close. At age 65, with only a Social Security check to live on, Sanders could have retired, but he had a definite purpose, and he was determined to achieve it. He decided to franchise his chicken recipe. Sanders loaded his car with seasoning and cooking equipment and began driving across the country. He would stop at restaurants and offer to cook his chicken for the owners. If they liked it, he would offer to sell them the franchise rights. Restaurant after restaurant rejected his offer. They said his chicken was too spicy, too different, too complicated to prepare. Sanders was rejected over 1,000 times before he found his first franchise partner, but Sanders persisted. He continued driving, continued cooking, continued selling. He slept in his car to save money. He ate his own chicken to save on food costs. He refused to give up on his definite purpose. Eventually, Sanders built Kentucky Fried Chicken into one of the world's largest restaurant chains. He became a millionaire and achieved his definite purpose of franchising his chicken recipe. The key to Sanders' success was his persistence. He didn't quit after the first rejection, or the 100th rejection, or even the 1,000th rejection. He continued taking action toward his definite purpose until he achieved it. Edwin Barnes swept floors for months before he got the opportunity to sell Edison's dictating machine. He could have quit. He could have decided that his definite purpose was unrealistic, but he persisted, and persistence made him Edison's business partner. Your daily actions must be aligned with your definite purpose. Every decision you make must move you closer to your goal. Every hour you spend must be invested in activities that serve your purpose. Create a daily routine that supports your definite purpose. Wake up early to work on your goals before the day's distractions begin. Use your lunch break to make important phone calls or research opportunities. Spend your evenings learning new skills or developing your plan. Eliminate activities that don't contribute to your definite purpose. Stop watching television shows that don't educate or inspire you. Stop spending time with people who discourage your ambitions. Stop engaging in activities that don't move you closer to your goal. Focus your energy on the actions that matter most. Identify the 20% of activities that will produce 80% of your results. Spend most of your time on these high-impact activities. Say this aloud now: I take consistent, persistent action toward my definite purpose every single day. Step 6. Form a mastermind alliance. No one achieves great success alone. Every significant achievement is the result of coordinated effort among multiple minds working toward a common purpose. A mastermind alliance is a group of people who work together in harmony to achieve a common goal. Each member contributes their knowledge, skills, connections, and resources to help the group achieve more than any individual could achieve alone. Andrew Carnegie built his steel empire through the power of his mastermind alliance. He surrounded himself with men who possessed the knowledge, skills, and resources he needed to achieve his definite purpose. Carnegie's mastermind alliance included engineers who understood steel production, salesmen who could market his products, financiers who could provide capital, and managers who could run his operations. Each member contributed their expertise to the common goal of building the world's largest steel company. Carnegie didn't try to do everything himself. He recognized that he couldn't be an expert in every aspect of his business. Instead, he found the best people in each field and convinced them to join his mastermind alliance. Henry Ford revolutionized transportation through his mastermind alliance with engineers, designers, and business experts who shared his vision of mass-produced automobiles. Ford's Mastermind alliance included Charles Sorensen, who helped design the assembly line, James Cozens, who managed the business operations, and the Dodge brothers, who supplied engines and transmissions. Each member brought specialized knowledge that was essential to Ford's success. Your Mastermind alliance should consist of people who can help you achieve your definite purpose. They may have knowledge you lack, skills you need, or resources you require. They may provide encouragement, accountability, or connections. Choose your mastermind partners carefully. They must share your commitment to success. They must be willing to work cooperatively toward your mutual benefit. They must be trustworthy and reliable. Look for people who complement your strengths and compensate for your weaknesses. If you're good at sales but weak in finance, find a mastermind partner who understands money. If you're creative but disorganized, find someone who excels at planning and execution. Your mastermind alliance doesn't have to be formal. It can be as simple as a group of friends who meet regularly to discuss their goals and support each other's efforts. The key is that everyone is committed to helping everyone else succeed. Meet with your mastermind alliance regularly. Share your progress, discuss challenges, and coordinate your efforts. The combined mental energy of your group will produce ideas and solutions that none of you could generate alone. When minds work together in harmony, they create a third mind that is more powerful than any individual mind. This is the principle behind every great achievement in history. Say this aloud now. I attract the right people to help me achieve my definite purpose. Step 7. Maintain absolute concentration on your purpose. The final step in developing your definite purpose is to maintain absolute concentration on its achievement. This means eliminating all thoughts, activities, and associations that don't contribute to your goal. Your mind can only focus on one thing at a time with maximum intensity. When you scatter your attention among multiple goals, you dilute your mental power. When you concentrate your entire mental energy on one definite purpose, you become unstoppable. This requires discipline. It requires the ability to say no to opportunities that don't serve your purpose. It requires the courage to ignore the opinions of others who don't understand your vision. John D. Rockefeller maintained absolute concentration on building Standard Oil. He turned down countless other opportunities, ignored criticism from competitors, and remained focused on his definite purpose despite numerous obstacles. Rockefeller was offered opportunities to invest in railroads, real estate, and other industries. Many of these opportunities would have been profitable. But Rockefeller understood that dividing his attention would weaken his ability to achieve his definite purpose. He chose to concentrate all his energy on the oil business. He studied every aspect of the industry. He understood the costs, the markets, the competition, and the opportunities better than anyone else. This concentration gave him the advantage he needed to dominate the industry. Thomas Edison maintained absolute concentration on developing practical electric lighting. He could have pursued dozens of other inventions, but he focused his entire energy on solving the problem of electric lighting. Edison's concentration was so intense that he worked 18 hours a day for months at a time. He ate at his laboratory, slept at his laboratory, and thought about nothing but electric lighting. This concentration enabled him to solve technical problems that had stumped other inventors. Your definite purpose must become an obsession. It must dominate your thoughts, guide your decisions, and drive your actions. Everything else must be secondary to the achievement of your purpose. This doesn't mean you should ignore your family, your health, or your other responsibilities. It means that you should organize your life around your definite purpose. Your purpose should be the central theme around which everything else revolves. When you maintain absolute concentration on your definite purpose, you develop what I call specialized knowledge. You become an expert in your field. You understand your market, your customers, your competition, and your opportunities better than anyone else. This specialized knowledge gives you a competitive advantage. It enables you to see opportunities that others miss. It helps you make better decisions. It increases your value in the marketplace. Say this aloud now. I maintain absolute concentration on my definite purpose, and I allow nothing to distract me from its achievement. Crushing objections. Now I know what you're thinking. You're wondering if this really applies to you. You're concerned about the obstacles you face. You're afraid of failure. You're worried about what others will think. These fears are normal. They are the same fears that have kept millions of people trapped in mediocrity. But they are also the fears that you must overcome if you want to achieve extraordinary success. Throughout my 25 years of research, I have identified 6 fundamental fears that prevent people from achieving their definite purpose. These fears are so common, so pervasive, that they affect nearly everyone, but they are also completely unfounded. Let me address each of these fears and show you how to overcome them. The fear of poverty. You think you can't afford to pursue your definite purpose because you need your current income to survive. This fear keeps you trapped in a job you hate, earning barely enough to pay your bills. You tell yourself that you would pursue your dreams if only you had more money. You believe that once you have enough savings, once you pay off your debts, once you have financial security, then you'll be able to focus on your definite purpose. But here's the truth. You can't afford not to pursue your definite purpose. Every day you delay is a day you remain trapped in financial limitation. Your current job, the one you're afraid to leave, is the very thing that's keeping you poor. Think about it logically. If your current situation were going to make you wealthy, wouldn't it have happened already? If working for someone else was the path to financial independence, wouldn't you be financially independent by now? The wealthy people I studied didn't achieve their success by playing it safe. They achieved it by pursuing their definite purpose with such intensity that they were willing to risk everything for it. Andrew Carnegie left his job as a telegraph operator to pursue his definite purpose of building a steel empire. He had no guarantee of success, but he had faith in his ability to achieve his goal. Henry Ford left his job as an engineer to pursue his definite purpose of building automobiles for the masses. He failed twice before he succeeded. But he persisted because his definite purpose was stronger than his fear of poverty. Your definite purpose, properly developed and persistently pursued, is your only path to true financial freedom. The security you think you have in your current job is an illusion. In today's economy, no job is secure. Your only real security comes from your ability to create value through your definite purpose. The fear of criticism. You're afraid that others will ridicule your goals, doubt your abilities, or question your decisions. This fear causes you to keep your definite purpose secret or to abandon it when others express skepticism. You worry about what your family will think if you leave your stable job to pursue your dreams. You're concerned about what your friends will say if you start a business that fails. You're afraid that your coworkers will mock your ambitions. But here's what you must understand. The people who criticize your definite purpose are the same people who have never achieved anything significant themselves. They criticize because they lack the courage to pursue their own dreams. Criticism is actually a sign that you're on the right path. If everyone agreed with your definite purpose, if everyone thought it was easy to achieve, then it wouldn't be worth pursuing. The fact that others doubt you is evidence that your purpose is ambitious enough to be worthwhile. Thomas Edison was criticized by the press, ridiculed by competitors, and doubted by investors. They called his electric lighting system impossible, impractical, and dangerous. But Edison ignored their criticism and continued working toward his definite purpose. If Edison had listened to his critics, we might still be using candles and gas lamps. If Henry Ford had listened to his critics, we might still be traveling by horse and buggy. If the Wright brothers had listened to their critics, we might still believe that human flight is impossible. The opinions of others have no power over you unless you give them that power. You can choose to listen to criticism, or you can choose to ignore it. You can choose to be discouraged by doubt, or you can choose to be motivated by it. Remember that the people who criticize your definite purpose are not qualified to judge your potential. They don't understand your vision. They don't share your passion. They don't have your knowledge or your commitment. The fear of failure. You think that if you commit to a definite purpose and fail to achieve it, you will be worse off than if you never tried at all. This fear prevents you from making the commitment necessary for success. You tell yourself that it's better to be safe than sorry. You convince yourself that you're being realistic by not pursuing your dreams. You rationalize your inaction by focusing on the possibility of failure, but failure is not the opposite of success. It is the stepping stone to success. Every successful person has failed multiple times before achieving their definite purpose. Failure is simply feedback that tells you to adjust your approach. Let me tell you about a man who understood this principle. His name was Walt Disney, and he was fired from his first job at a newspaper because his editor said he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Disney's first animation company went bankrupt. His second company also failed. He was told that Mickey Mouse would never work because women were afraid of mice. He was rejected by bankers over 300 times before he got funding for Disneyland. But Disney understood that failure is not permanent unless you make it permanent. He learned from each failure. He adjusted his approach. He persisted until he achieved his definite purpose of creating entertainment that would bring joy to millions of people. R.H. Macy failed at 7 different businesses before he created the department store that made him wealthy. Colonel Sanders was rejected over 1,000 times before he found his first franchise partner for Kentucky Fried Chicken. These men didn't avoid failure, they embraced it. They understood that failure is the price of education. Every failure taught them something valuable. Every setback made them stronger and wiser. The real failure is not trying. The real failure is giving up on your definite purpose because you're afraid of temporary setbacks. The real failure is living your entire life wondering what if. The fear of success. Paradoxically, many people are afraid of achieving their definite purpose because success would require them to change their identity, their relationships, and their lifestyle. They are comfortable with their current limitations. You might be one of these people. You say you want success, but deep down, you're afraid of what success would mean. You're afraid of the responsibility that comes with achievement. You're afraid of the expectations that others would have of you. You're afraid that success would separate you from your friends and family. You're afraid that you wouldn't know how to handle wealth and recognition. You're afraid that you wouldn't deserve the success you achieve. But mediocrity is not comfortable, it is painful. The pain of remaining where you are must become greater than the pain of changing before you will commit to your definite purpose. Success doesn't separate you from the people who truly care about you. It only separates you from the people who are threatened by your achievement. The people who matter will be happy for your success and proud of your accomplishments. You do deserve success. You deserve to achieve your definite purpose. You deserve to live the life you've always dreamed of. But you must be willing to become the person who can achieve that success. The fear of responsibility. You realize that having a definite purpose means taking complete responsibility for your life and your results. You can no longer blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for your lack of success. This fear keeps you trapped in a victim mentality. You prefer to blame the economy, your boss, your family, or your circumstances for your lack of achievement. Taking responsibility would mean admitting that you have been choosing mediocrity. But this responsibility is not a burden, it is freedom. When you accept complete responsibility for your life, you gain complete control over your destiny. You become the author of your own story instead of a character in someone else's story. Responsibility means that you have the power to change your circumstances. It means that you can choose your thoughts, your actions, and your results. It means that you are not a victim of fate, but the master of your destiny. The fear of the unknown. You're afraid to leave the security of your current situation, even if it's unsatisfying, because you don't know what lies ahead. The unknown seems more frightening than the known limitations. You tell yourself that it's better to stay in a job you hate than to risk pursuing a definite purpose that might not work out. You convince yourself that your current situation is safe, even though it's slowly killing your dreams. But the unknown is where opportunity lives. Every person who has achieved greatness has ventured into the unknown, guided by their definite purpose. They didn't know exactly how they would achieve their goals, but they had faith that they would find a way. The security you think you have in your current situation is an illusion. In today's rapidly changing world, the only real security comes from your ability to adapt, to learn, and to create value for others. Your definite purpose is your guide through the unknown. It gives you direction when everything else is uncertain. It gives you courage when everything else is frightening. It gives you hope when everything else seems hopeless. Remember this, your fears are not real. They are illusions created by your mind to keep you safe from imaginary dangers. The only real danger is living your entire life without ever discovering and pursuing your definite purpose. The men who built great fortunes faced the same fears you face. They overcame them by developing a definite purpose, so compelling that it became more important than their fears. Your definite purpose must be so clear, so intense, and so important to you that it overcomes every fear, every doubt, and every obstacle. When your purpose is strong enough, your fears become irrelevant. Take immediate action. We have not wait until tomorrow to begin developing your definite purpose. Do not wait until next week, next month, or next year. Begin now, at this moment, while the inspiration is fresh in your mind. Every day you delay is a day you remain trapped in mediocrity. Every day you postpone action is a day you allow your dreams to fade and your limitations to strengthen. Every day you wait is a day you give your competitors the advantage. Here is what you must do immediately. First, stop what you are doing and find a quiet place where you can think clearly. Take out a piece of paper and write "My definite purpose" at the top. Then write exactly what you want to achieve, when you want to achieve it, and what you are willing to give in return. Be specific, be clear, be definite. Don't write "I want to be successful." Write "I want to build a $10 million business selling specific product to specific market within specific time frame." Second, create a burning desire for your definite purpose by writing down all the benefits you will receive when you achieve it. How will your life change? What will you be able to do? How will you feel? What will this achievement mean to you and your family? Third, read your definite purpose aloud with conviction and emotion. Feel the excitement of achievement. Visualize yourself living the life you desire. Make this vision so real that you can almost touch it. Fourth, create a simple plan for taking action toward your definite purpose. What is the first step you must take? What can you do today, this week, this month to move closer to your goal? Fifth, take that first step immediately. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait until you have all the answers. Don't wait until you feel completely confident. Take action now, even if it's a small action. The moment you take action toward your definite purpose, you begin to transform from a dreamer into an achiever. You begin to activate the law of attraction that will draw to you everything you need for success. Remember what I told you earlier. Success is not a matter of luck or circumstance. It is a matter of definite purpose, systematically applied. The system works, but only if you work the system. The time for excuses is over. The time for delays is over. The time for half-hearted efforts is over. The time for extraordinary achievement is now. Your definite purpose is waiting for you to claim it. Your success is waiting for you to achieve it. Your destiny is waiting for you to fulfill it. But you must act. You must begin. You must start now. Your extraordinary future. Close your eyes and imagine yourself 1 year from today. You have been working consistently toward your definite purpose. You have overcome obstacles, learned from failures, and persisted through challenges. You have grown stronger, wiser, and more capable. The day will come when you look back on this moment when you decided to develop your definite purpose as the turning point in your life. It will be the day you stopped accepting limitations and started demanding greatness. Picture yourself waking up on that day 1 year from now. You open your eyes, and instead of feeling that familiar dread about facing another day of meaningless work, you feel excited. You feel energized. You feel purpose. You will wake up each morning excited about your work because it aligns with your definite purpose. You will go to sleep each night satisfied because you have made progress toward your goal. You will live with the confidence that comes from knowing exactly what you want and having a plan to achieve it. Your mornings will be different. Instead of hitting the snooze button and dreading the day ahead, you'll wake up early, eager to work on your purpose. You'll have a clear plan for the day, and you'll know that every action you take is moving you closer to your goal. People will notice the change in you. They will see the determination in your eyes, the confidence in your voice, the certainty in your actions. They will ask you what has changed, and you will tell them about the power of definite purpose. Your friends and family will be amazed at your transformation. They'll see you working with passion and intensity they've never seen before. They'll watch you overcome obstacles that would have stopped you in the past. They'll witness you achieving goals that seemed impossible just months earlier. You will attract opportunities that you never noticed before. You will meet people who can help you achieve your goals. You will discover resources and possibilities that seemed impossible just months earlier. When you have a definite purpose, you develop what I call purposeful perception. You begin to notice opportunities that were always there but invisible to you before. You see connections between ideas that others miss. You recognize patterns that others overlook. Your income will increase because you are focused on creating value in alignment with your definite purpose. Instead of working for someone else's dream, you'll be building your own. Instead of trading time for money, you'll be creating systems that generate wealth. That you'll find yourself making more money, not because you're working more hours, but because you're working with greater focus and intensity. You'll be creating value that people are willing to pay for. You'll be solving problems that matter. Your relationships will improve because you are no longer frustrated by lack of direction. You'll be more confident, more focused, more purposeful. You'll attract people who share your vision and support your goals. You'll eliminate relationships that drain your energy and hold you back. The people closest to you will benefit from your transformation. Your family will see you as someone who has taken control of their life. Your children will see you as an example of what's possible when someone pursues their dreams with determination. Your health will improve because you are energized by working towards something meaningful. When you have a definite purpose, you naturally take better care of yourself. You eat better, exercise more, and manage stress more effectively because you know you need to be at your best to achieve your goals. You'll feel more alive, more energetic, more vital than you've felt in years. You'll have a reason to get up in the morning, a reason to take care of yourself, a reason to strive for excellence. The day will come when you achieve your definite purpose, and you will experience the satisfaction that comes from turning your dreams into reality. You will know that you have joined the ranks of the successful, not through luck or circumstance, but through the systematic application of proven principles. Imagine the moment when you achieve your definite purpose. Picture yourself celebrating that achievement. Feel the satisfaction of knowing that you set a goal and accomplished it. Experience the pride of knowing that you didn't give up, that you persisted despite obstacles, that you proved to yourself what you were capable of. But more importantly, you will discover that achieving your definite purpose is not the end of your journey, it is the beginning. Once you experience the power of definite purpose, you will set new goals, develop new purposes, and continue growing toward your full potential. You'll realize that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. You'll understand that success is not a destination, but a way of thinking and acting. You'll know that you have the power to create the life you want. You will become an inspiration to others who are struggling with the same limitations you once faced. You will show them that success is not reserved for the lucky few, but is available to anyone who develops and persistently pursues a definite purpose. People will ask you for advice. They'll want to know how you transformed your life. They'll want to learn the secrets of your success. And you'll be able to tell them about the power of definite purpose. You'll become a mentor, a teacher, a guide for others who want to achieve their own success. You'll help them avoid the mistakes you made and achieve their goals more quickly than you did. Years from now, when you look back on your life, you will be grateful for this moment when you decided to stop drifting and start achieving. You will be proud of the courage you showed in pursuing your definite purpose, despite the fears and obstacles. You'll look back on the person you were before you discovered your definite purpose, and you'll barely recognize them. You'll remember the frustration, the confusion, the sense of being trapped, and you'll be amazed at how far you've come. You will live with the deep satisfaction that comes from knowing you maximized your potential, achieved your goals, and made the most of your life. You'll know that you didn't waste your talents, that you didn't settle for mediocrity, that you didn't give up on your dreams. You'll be able to look your children in the eye and tell them that you pursued your dreams with everything you had. You'll be able to look at yourself in the mirror and know that you gave your best effort to achieve your definite purpose. This is not wishful thinking. This is not fantasy. This is the inevitable result of applying the principle of definite purpose with persistence, faith, and systematic action. And every person who has achieved greatness has followed this same path. They started with a definite purpose, developed it according to the principles I've shared with you, and persisted until they achieved it. You have the same opportunity. You have the same potential. You have the same ability to transform your life through the power of definite purpose. Your extraordinary future is waiting for you to claim it. It's waiting for you to take the first step. It's waiting for you to make the decision to stop accepting limitations and start demanding greatness. The only question is, are you ready to claim it? My friend, we have reached the end of our journey together, but it is really the beginning of your journey toward extraordinary achievement. Let me leave you with the most important truths about definite purpose. First, every person who has achieved greatness began with a definite purpose. without exception. This is not theory, this is law. Second, your definite purpose must be specific, clear, and intensely desired. Vague wishes produce vague results. Definite purposes produce definite results. Third, you must have complete faith in your ability to achieve your definite purpose. Faith is the force that transforms dreams into reality. Fourth, you must create a definite plan and take persistent, consistent action toward your goal. Ideas without action are worthless. Fifth, you must maintain absolute concentration on your definite purpose, eliminating all distractions and focusing your entire mental energy on achievement. The choice is yours. You can continue living as you have been living, accepting limitations and settling for mediocrity, or you can develop a definite purpose and join the ranks of the successful. But choose quickly. Every day you delay is a day you remain trapped in the life you don't want. Every day you postpone action is a day you give your competitors the advantage. Subscribe to this channel now before this message is removed. The forces of mediocrity do not want you to have this information. They profit from your limitations. They benefit from your struggles. By subscribing, you ensure that you will continue to receive the knowledge that can transform your life. Comment "I am ready" below if you are committed to developing your definite purpose. Let the world know that you are no longer willing to accept limitations. Declare your intention to achieve greatness. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it. There are people in your life who are struggling with the same limitations you once faced. Give them the gift of this knowledge. Help them discover their own definite purpose. Remember, this is not a video. This is a blueprint. This is your instruction manual for success. Listen to it again and again until these principles become part of your subconscious mind. The principles I have shared with you today are not my opinions. They are the laws of success, proven by the achievements of the greatest men and women in history. They worked for Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, and Thomas Edison. They will work for you if you apply them with persistence and faith. Your definite purpose is the starting point of all achievement. It is the foundation upon which your success will be built. It is the force that will transform you from who you are into who you were meant to become. The time for excuses is over. The time for delays is over. The time for mediocrity is over. The time is now. Begin today. Begin this moment. Develop your definite purpose and let nothing stop you from achieving it. Your extraordinary life is waiting for you to claim it. Affirmations for definite purpose. Repeat these affirmations daily, with conviction and emotion. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I have a definite purpose, and I will achieve it. I think with clarity. I act with purpose. I live with intention. I demand wealth from life, and I will not be denied. My definite purpose is clear. My desire is burning. My faith is unwavering. I take consistent action toward my definite purpose every single day. I am worthy of success. I am capable of achievement. I am destined for greatness. Every obstacle makes me stronger. Every setback makes me wiser. Every challenge makes me more determined. I attract the right people, opportunities, and resources to achieve my definite purpose. I maintain absolute concentration on my definite purpose until it is achieved. I am transforming my life through the power of definite purpose. Remember, success is not an accident. It is not a matter of luck. It is not reserved for the chosen few. Success is the result of definite purpose, systematically applied with persistence, faith, and unwavering determination. Your time is now. Your moment is here. Your definite purpose is waiting for you to discover it, develop it, and achieve it. The principles in this message have created more wealth, achieved more success, and transformed more lives than any other knowledge ever assembled. Use them, apply them, live them. Your extraordinary life begins with your definite purpose. Everything else follows from that single, powerful decision to know exactly what you want and to pursue it with everything you have. The choice is yours. The power is within you. The time is now. Begin today. Begin this moment. Your definite purpose is the starting point of all achievement, and achievement is the starting point of your new life.